Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live. Please hit that thumbs up button for me as you come in. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, this is going to be a message for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And cross watchers are always welcome. All right. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live, okay? All right. Let's see what's going on with Pisces. CL, good to see you. Messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So the overall energy I have is the Six of Wands in the reverse. The bottom of the deck, I have the Six of Cups here in the reverse. Water energy, fire energy. So, Pisces, we do know that water essentially puts out fire. So, I don't know where that's coming from. So what that tells me with the Six of Wands in the reverse, which is fire energy, it seems like to me that you're putting an end, or you have put an end to, like, maybe some of you haven't put an end to this, but you're working on it, where you're actually getting to a place of not reminiscing so much about the past. You're seeing it for what it is. So it's like you are, oh, wow, CL. Hello, who was that? JSV, hello. So it's like you're putting out this idea, you're putting this out of your mind of just being stuck on the good memories of a situation, okay? It's like this huge sense of clarity has come over you where you're just like, okay, I need to see things for what they are. Okay, it's like you're at a point of not wanting to be in dreamland anymore when it comes to a particular situation. I feel like by you looking at it like this, from this type of perspective, it's actually helping you to continue to move on. All right. I feel like this has been a long cycle for you because it was some type of transformation that went along with this. We have the Ten of Swords in the reverse here. Air energy. You could have dealt with the air sign. So with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, I feel like that this situation that happened, it wasn't just about the betrayal. Okay? It wasn't just about that. There was something here for you, Pisces. I know it was painful, but there was something here for you. With the Page of Swords in the reverse, there was some type of change that was supposed to happen. Whether it was because of this situation or something else, something was going to change in your life. And I just feel like this particular situation could have been that thing that brought about this change. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords here. Air energy once again. Strong air energy in this reading. So with the Ace of Swords, I just honestly feel like that you're trying to cut this out of your psyche. You're trying to cut this out of your everyday. All right. But it may be hard for you because, let's see, clarify the Ace of Swords. Why is this so hard for Pisces? King of Swords in reverse. Strong, I'm telling you, strong air in this reading here. It may be difficult for you, Pisces, at times to cut this out of your energy because it was a significant lesson here, a huge lesson. So you had two things working in the mix, a transformation and a huge lesson. All right. A lot of you probably asked the question, why did you have to go through? Why did you have to go through the pain of it? Couldn't you have gotten the lesson without all of this pain? Well, with the Eight of Swords, it's almost like, Pisces, you needed to see this person the way that you saw them, and you needed something to make you recognize that you deserve better. And I'm not saying that you needed to go through heartbreak to get it. It's just that recognizing the true nature of this person, even though it broke your heart, was something that you needed to see. You needed to see this real side of them. All right. Let's clarify the Eight of Swords, because I don't feel like this person's actions were the only actions in your life that were betraying you. I feel like you have been through this multiple times with other people. Clarify the Eight of Swords here. With the King of Wands in the reverse. You've been through this with other people. All right. Maybe it wasn't as significant, but you still experienced this. With the Queen of Cups here, water energy, I feel like you have always, with the Queen of Cups, you have always known. Anytime there was something going to happen or something that was going to be resolved, you always knew, Pisces. That never changed. A lot of you didn't want to know at particular times, but you always knew. And so when it came out, you were like, okay, I knew that was going to happen. You could have told somebody, I knew that was going to happen. And they looked at you like, what? How did you know? But for some reason, look at that, the Tower card. But for some reason, Pisces, when you saw this ending coming about, it was a big part of you that couldn't stop it. You couldn't, what I mean by stop it is you couldn't delay the ending, but it's almost like it was a feeling of you saw it coming to an end, but you couldn't just leave it before it ended, or you couldn't just try to prevent it from ending. It's almost like you were stuck. It's almost like the words wouldn't come out of your mouth. And it feels like it was like this because it wasn't meant for you to stop it. Okay? It wasn't meant for you to be able to stop this ending. It wasn't meant for you to be able to avoid this ending. And that's why you couldn't come out and just say it to this person. I hope that makes sense. So a lot of you could probably do a foreshadowing type deal where you saw things unraveling. You could see it like, okay, for example, you could feel like you and this person were going to go through something. And because you didn't want to feel it, you just ignored it. You put it back. You put it behind you. And you were thinking like, why am I feeling like we're going to go through something? Why am I feeling like, this situation is going to end? And so you kept suppressing it. You tried to think more positive. Well, with the Nine of Swords, here we are, air energy. It happened. This Tower, it happened. And you were like, oh my goodness. Pisces, the reason why you couldn't stop it, or the reason why you couldn't really speak on it, because it wasn't meant for you to. It was meant to go down the way it went down. Oh, wow, JSV. Dreamer, hello. So let's clarify this Nine of Swords. With the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Because this sadness here, this heartbreak, this whatever this was, this betrayal, on the other side of that was so much success. Okay? And I'm not saying you had to have your heart broken in order to have success. Just the heartbreak just came with this. All right? So it's like this person had to be removed. They had to be removed because they would have hindered what was to come for you. Okay? And besides, I don't feel like a lot of you were being necessarily treated well in this situation. That's because the situation wasn't too many cards. It wasn't supposed to be something that was going to be there for the long run with this Nine of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. It wasn't going to be something that was going to be there for the long run. And a lot of you could feel that as well. Very intuitive. So you could feel like, okay, I might have been with this person for years, but something is just off. You know, with the Hierophant here in the reverse, could have been a Taurus. Yeah. So Hierophant is in the reverse because, like I said, you may have went against your better judgment. You did that for a while because you didn't want to feel. You didn't want to feel like, hey, this is not going to work. So you may have continued to try to work it out, try to talk to the person, try to do whatever, but it just, it wouldn't mesh. Clarify the Hierophant in reverse. Four of Wands. Look at that. Four of Wands in the reverse. It just wouldn't, no matter what you did, it didn't work. All right. Okay, so what does Pisces need to know that you don't already know? Too many cards. What does Pisces need to know? Six of Pentacles in the reverse. You were giving, well, you knew this. You knew this. But it's coming out. I'm going to get clarity on that. You were giving to a situation that wasn't giving to you. All right? Could have been by an earth sign or air sign. You were giving to a situation that wasn't giving to you. Clarify the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Yep. The Magician. So you were trying to make something work, Pisces, that really, it was working against you. And if you notice that you were just so tired, a lot of you were exhausted, like tired, physically tired. And that's because you were going against your better judgment with that Hierophant in the reverse. And you were just trying to continue to give and give and give. When really, all you had to do was just let everything flow the way it was. Because it was going to flow that way anyway. All right. Let's clarify that Nine of Wands in the reverse. With the King of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, it was going to flow the way that it flowed anyway. But because you wanted to do damage control, you may have just stepped in and tried to control it in the way that you could. But even that didn't work. All right. Let's see. Closing messages for this reading here. So in a sense, this situation coming to an end needed to happen. It just did. Ten of Wands. Look at that. So despite the pain from it, it needed to happen so that you could get to this next level. And all of you know what level I'm talking about. If you saw things happening in your life after this person left, Pisces, this person could have been the reason why you hadn't accomplished those goals or gotten that job or, you know, met that other person or lost that, you know, that weight or whatever you were trying to do, get your body right, or, you know, have a more open mind, have more peace. If it wasn't for this person leaving, it may have left you with some unresolved feelings here, okay? With the Ten of Wands, it may have left you with that. But look at all the benefits. Look at all the other things that happened since this situation came to an end. Okay? That's why I say if you're still feeling like you're in a healing season, I don't care if it's been weeks, months, years. Take your time. I mean, I don't want you to waller in the pain, but take your time because, you know, healing takes time. And so you will release it when you're ready. but still continue to keep moving forward. All right. So we're going to take a look into the energies around you. But I just feel like, based on this reading here, that if it wasn't for that tower, I mean, most of you just wouldn't be, doing what you're doing now, or having this awakening that you have now. Let's take a look into this person's energy or the energy around you, okay? Messages for Pisces. Okay, so the overall energy I have, King of Wands here, fire energy. Bottom of the deck, I have the Four of Wands in the reverse. I feel like someone, Pisces, tried, either they've tried or they're trying to consider everything else in their life, okay? Hello, Gypsy. They're trying to consider everything else in their life. I don't know what that means. We're going to look into that. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Temperance in the reverse. So it seems like to me, either you or this person is trying to get more peace or trying to get more clarity here. Okay? Just trying to make do with what you have. I do feel like there was some type of pain because we got that Four of Wands is in a reverse. So it feels like to me that there was something that happened that was not worth celebrating, which was potentially, I'm sorry, the pain from this ending, this tower moment. We have the Four of Pentacles here in the reverse. Yeah. I'm hearing lesson learned. What in the world? Okay. I'm hearing lesson learned, but a heartbreak was earned. I don't know what that means. I feel, because I don't think this is this is definitely not your energy here. So this person could have learned a lesson and they got their heart broke as well. Lesson learned, heartbreak earned. I don't know what that's about, but this person could have, they got their heart broken. Two of Wands here in the reverse. Got their heart broken. I feel like it was because of the choice that they made here. So they could have been the one that chose to end this, right? Excuse me. They could have been the one that chose to end this. And it broke their heart. It broke their heart. And they learned a lesson from it. What did this person learn? The Page of Wands here. Fire energy. Something dealing with the amount of effort that they were putting in. Or something like that. We got the Seven of Swords here in the reverse. Okay. We all know Seven of Swords. So it's hard for them to stop thinking about, or maybe this could be you, but it seems like either one or both of you are having a hard time putting this unfairness behind you. Okay? Clarify the Seven of Swords here. Yeah. Still thinking about it with the Nine of Swords. Whatever unfairness that went down, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like it's both of you. Just trying not to think about this unfairness here. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Earth energy. This person could have been juggling you. All right. Yeah. And they juggled their happiness with the Ten of Cups. So they could have been juggling you and they juggled their happiness. Like they were taking a risk. They took a risk with their happiness here. With the Two of Swords, I feel like they did this blindly, Pisces. They didn't know what was going to be on the other side of this, but they, you know, they did what they felt was best in that moment. Clarify the Two of Swords. With the Nine of Pentacles, yeah. They did what they felt was going to give them the most benefit at that time. All right. But it was short-lived with the Tower moment. It was short-lived. So whatever it was that they went to do or whatever it was short-lived. With the Hierophant here in the reverse, Taurus energy, I feel like they had clarity on this situation not being ideal. What I mean is the situation that they may have went into after you. They had clarity about it not being ideal. Clarify the Hierophant in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. Major disappointment. Major. They figured out that they didn't have what they thought they had. Okay. So what did this person have? The Knight of Swords here in the reverse. They could have went into something, Pisces, with with fast emotion, like fast-paced emotions or something like that. And it just, I don't think it wasn't ideal, okay? We do have the Justice here at the bottom of the deck. We'll look into that, but let's see. Clarify the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Ooh. Three of Wands in the reverse and the King of Cups. Three of Wands in the reverse. Fire energy. I just don't feel like it was ideal. King of Cups here. Water energy. Almost like they had their idea of what their feelings would be like going in, but the reality set in, because then we got the Nine of Wands. Yeah. So the reality set in. And it became very apparent that this choice that they tried to make or that they made, it just wasn't it wasn't the best one. And this is the thing. See how in the first reading you went through whatever you went through to get to where you are. This person, they had a lesson to learn as well. That's why I heard at the beginning about the heartbreak urn or whatever. Y'all remember what I said. But there was a lesson here for this person. All right. Clarify the Nine of Wands. What was this lesson? Lesson learned, heartbreak earned. Yeah, Queen of Swords. I feel like this person was supposed to learn a lesson about how they treat others and how, like, supposedly have some insight on what it means to have empathy for someone else. Okay? That was a huge thing for them. So here you were, Pisces. You were supposed to have insight on what you deserve and what you need, and not put up with certain things. And this person was supposed to learn a lesson about empathy for others. We got the Eight of Swords here. All right. They were supposed to learn about how not to leave others hanging. Like being more compassionate, more considerate. That was the biggest lesson for this person here. So it's just, yeah, Queen of Wands. Yep. So in essence, you two needed to be separated because you needed to learn yours and they needed to learn theirs. And like I said, I just don't feel like they treated you well. I really don't. So how does this person feel about Pisces? Too many cards. How does this person feel about Pisces at this time? The Fool in the reverse. Oh. The Fool in the reverse. They just weren't able to really escape. They can't escape what they did. I feel like they tried to be in the Fool energy. They tried to have a lighthearted view on things, but they just could not escape what was done. Right, CL. Yeah. They haven't been able to escape it. Because then we got at the bottom of the deck, look, we got a Ten of Swords. How could they get away with that? I mean, they couldn't. They had to look at themselves at every turn, or they're doing this now. So where they didn't want to look at their actions and listen to their words, Pisces, while they were with you, they have been forced to really look at themselves. I don't know in what way, but they've been, they've had to look at themselves. What does Pisces need to know? What do you need to know? Oops. The Lovers in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse. Lovers in the reverse, Gemini. The Sun in the reverse, fire energy. They haven't had the happiness that they thought they would have. Why do I feel like this person may have left you for somebody else, for some of you? Okay? Even if they had a relationship or have one, I mean, they got over there and they recognize that every relationship has problems, you know, because no two people are alike. But it's all about how you relate to each other. So that's something that they had to see as well. Because I feel like they thought they could find something better out there for a lot of you. And what else does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know? The Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. Virgo, I'm hearing. Earth energy. So, Pisces, what you need to know with the Ace of Pentacles here is that everything that you were trying to show this person, they see it. Okay? So if you were trying to show this person what it felt like to have somebody that really loved them, they see it when they had you. If you were trying to tell this person things for their own good, they see it. Maybe they didn't want to hear you at the time, but they see it. That's where the Ace of Pentacles is coming in here. So with all of these lessons, you know, your part in their story was vital. Because I feel like their part in your story was vital, and yours was as well. All right, closing messages for this reading here. Six of Cups in the reverse. Water energy. So with the Six of Cups in the reverse, and we got the the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Knight of Cups, and the Four of Cups here in the reverse. So with the Six of Cups in the reverse here, people are not really giving to this person. All right. Four of Cups, yeah. They weren't really giving to them like they thought. Why do I feel like this person just, it's almost like they live in a fantasy. The Knight of Cups in reverse. They felt like after this situation with you that they would just have an abundant amount of attention, have an abundant amount of love, okay? But they recognized that the life was pretty much about the same with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. The life was pretty much about the same. They could have tried to make it seem like having a situation with you was causing them stress and all this kind of stuff. And really, they had this stress way before you. And now after you, they probably still have it. But yeah. So this reading just reflects that the both of you had lessons here. No one was exempt from the test, all right? That's why we had a justice card, because justice has been served. Justice has been served on your behalf. Okay. Wow. So if you felt like you were the one that was wronged, you know, you made the right moves. You played your role, okay? And if it's vice versa, you played your role. I learned that nothing is set in stone. People change, and you are only as good as your last good deed. Yep, that's true. That's true, CL. Yeah, people change. You know, people change. And it's bittersweet when people change, especially if they change into something that you don't even recognize. And if it's bad, you know, if they treat you bad, but we have to be thankful for them showing us that part of them so we know what to do with it. Hello, Clarky. So that's essentially what's here, is that we can't change how someone may talk to us and treat us or change up, but we can change how we respond. We can change how much we continue to tolerate. And this is what I feel like, Pisces, by this person leaving, it was a huge favor to you, because not only did you get a chance to step into your abundance, but you also got away from an individual that I just feel like that they had their own major lessons to learn. Okay, they really did. And they couldn't have learned these lessons with you. They just couldn't have. There's no way that they could have stayed with you and had this, you know, these very vivid and raw encounters that taught them the lesson. Like, this person possibly had to be around other people, potentially with other relationships or something. And to be real, your energy, you know, you probably would have been stepped on by this person, because here you were trying to be positive, trying to be there. And it was hindering them from learning their lesson. See, they had to learn their lesson in order to appreciate you, because they weren't appreciating you while they were with you. Right, High Priest. Yeah. They weren't appreciating you while they were with you. So they had to be away from you to see all about appreciation. So if a lot of you were while you were with this person, you were saying, "Oh, they don't appreciate me. They don't, you know, they don't put in the effort, this and that." That's why. They had to be away from you to get it. Because when they were with you, they had not gone through enough in their life to really appreciate a person like you. You know? They just hadn't been through enough. They hadn't reached that point of true appreciation. Because had they been there, number one, they would have treated you better. Even if you two broke up, They would have treated you better. All right? They wouldn't have been so harsh. They wouldn't have been so cold. They wouldn't have ghosted you like that. But because they were not quite there with their emotions, they probably had an outburst. They probably, said something that was so hurtful. And we all know, if you've ever had your feelings hurt really bad, you ever notice if you get with somebody else and you start feeling different yourself, you try to do everything that you can to keep from hurting that other person, because you've been hurt like that before, right? This person may not have been hurt like that. And because you were there trying to be with them, you probably were not going to be the person that really teach this person. Now, your absence taught them a lot, okay? Because they felt that. They definitely felt that absence. But your part in their story was probably not to be there to teach them that harsh lesson. Your part was probably to show this person how it feels. CL said, respectfully, why should my role be improving people for the next one's benefit? You have a point. It's not your role. It's not. Absolutely. I guess essentially, CL and anyone else, it's like we always want to do our best, right? Because we know essentially the good that you did for somebody else, whether they responded in the right way or not, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back. It's going to manifest back to you. So we always want to put our best foot forward. Why not help each other? Yeah, that's right. Popcorn. Because it's crazy, because you got people that are takers, You got a whole lot more takers than givers. When do I get my finished product? Yeah. That's a fair question. Absolutely. And you will. You will. Okay? Your finished product probably is going through cycles as well. Going through cycles as well. Probably meeting a lot of karmics and all that kind of stuff. It's wild. These are very good questions, or hypothetical questions. But yeah, it doesn't seem fair to really be good to somebody and then they, step on you. They just stomp on your heart, stomp on your feelings. But I promise you, you will get that good back, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in your career, whether it's, in life. Hello, EC. You will get that good back. When do we become the finished product too though? Yeah. Guess what, Popcorn? We're always evolving. That's the whole thing about improving vibration. We should always be evolving, and we should have a partner that's willing to evolve along with us in their own way. Because no two people are going to be alike. But if you have someone that's working on trying to be their best self all the time, then you two can grow together. But see, this situation here, this person, they had some stuff that they had to work out that only they could work out. And they had to, I'll put it like this. Everything that they took for granted in you and probably some other people, they had to just be out here in the world and experience all of what they thought they wanted. Whether it was a person based on looks, or a person based on their money, or a person based on their status. They had to go out here and get that to see it. Because by you telling them, by somebody else telling them, they didn't understand it. They didn't really understand when people would say, oh, you don't need to just be dealing with somebody because they look good. You need to see the character. You need to get to know about the person. Don't judge a book by its cover. They needed to be out here and experience that. Don't just love somebody because of what they can give you. They needed to be out here to experience these things, and they couldn't do it with you. They couldn't learn their lessons with you. Basically, you were Pisces. You were the finished product that they were supposed to get after the lesson. Okay? You were what comes after their lesson. But somehow, you two met up at a divine time, I say essentially so that they could get a glimpse of what real love is like. What it feels like to have somebody that really cares. That was a glimpse just to see, you know, by God or the divine, just to see if they were really ready. You know, because you got to understand, these people probably, you know, were trying to manifest you or somebody like you, but they may have been manifesting at a time that they weren't really together. So here you are, you were in their, placed in their life, and they really didn't know what to do with you. You know, you just wanted to be treated with respect, considered. You didn't want anybody cheating on you. You didn't want anybody considering options and all of that stuff. And so they didn't know what to do with you. So they mishandled you. They took you for granted. They treated you bad. And most times when we don't know what to, and it's sad because as human beings or, you know, people in general, and other beings, because if you notice, this even happens with animals. When we're not sure of something, when something seems awkward to us, you ever notice people treat it different? They don't really know what it is because they don't know its value. Like, and that's essentially what I think was going on here. I hope that makes sense. That's essentially what was going on here. So that's why this person here, they just took a lot for granted because they didn't know what to do with it. Fortunately, I'm out of stock. Let them put me back on order. That's right. That's right. I understand that, CL. I totally get it. And trust me, CL, they probably will be waiting for the restock. Okay? Because the thing about it is, it's hard to find genuine people. It's hard to find people that are really loving and really want you, like, on that level. You know, you can have options and all of that. You can meet anybody and say, hey, let's go on a date. Hey, let's go out to eat. Hey, let's go hang out. You can do that with just about anybody, okay? But to have someone that's going to show up at 3 a.m. when you don't feel good, or to show up late at night if your car breaks down, or just you can call them anytime and talk to them, or somebody helps you out in a hard time and they don't mind. That's hard to find, y'all. You may not think that's hard, but that's hard these days. Without people wanting a lot of money from you, without people wanting to throw it up in your face, or whatever people do now. It's hard to find genuine people that just want to be good to you. There's a whole lot of genuine people, but when you come across one in your life, you got to hold on to them. What do you do when you haven't learned their let me read it again. What do you do when they haven't learned their lesson? Then what? You leave them out there, Martin. You leave them out there because we can't make them learn their lesson. You just got to continue on your journey. They will learn their lesson. It may not be with you. It may not be with you. It could be because of you. And what I mean is by you letting this person completely go and not leaving any room for return, that could be helping them learn. Just a simple lesson of stop taking good things for granted. By you shutting everything down, by you cutting all access, that could be helping them to learn. You can't take people for granted. People are not always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So if they haven't learned their lesson, that's really on them. That's their journey. That's their journey. It's kind of sad how they would choose strangers over someone who cares about them. Like you said, overall, though, it is a lesson learned. Yeah, Lexi, it is. It is. And you got to remember the grass is greener thing. You know what I mean? Most times people, when you in a situation, they start thinking about, I wonder what it would be like on that other side. I bet I could find somebody that I don't have to work as hard or argue or whatever it is, whatever reason they have. But then they get over there and they forget about this right here. Yeah, you might find somebody that you don't argue like that, but does that person really care for you? It's a, it's always a catch-22. Okay? So if that person shows up for you, let's just say the person show up for them. Okay, they show up for you, but do they really love you? Stuff like that. When you're down and out, can you really count on that person? When you don't have a car to drive, when you don't have money in your pocket, is this new person going to hold you down? That's the type of stuff that people don't think about. I ain't never wish negative on anyone. Everything is energy. That's right, Lexi. That's the type of stuff people don't think about. And this is what kills me too. This is what really gets me. Let's say, for instance, you're with somebody for a long time, right? Maybe a few months, years. And you help this person. You help build them. And I get clients that deal with this all the time. You help them build their business. You help them build their brand. You help them get back on their feet. And you ever notice that once they're already back up, they're ready to go? They're ready to go seek out something else. And they have this confidence now that they didn't have. High 5D. My pleasure. Thank you. They have this confidence that they didn't have before they met you. Because, look, you helped build them up, right? And you're happy that they're doing better. You're happy they got that job. You're happy they're doing their thing. That's right, Lexi. Ego is, it's huge. So then they decide one day, I'm just going to walk away. I'm going to find something better. I encourage you to let that person go. CL says, at Lexi, because the thrill is in the chase and the ego makes them feel that if they can get a good one, they can have 2 or 3. That's right, CL. That's right. You are on the money. That's true. That is true. They feel like that. But, and what's crazy is, if you help build this person up, maybe, I'm not saying just by your money, could have been you helped them financially, or it could have been you just being positive. It could have been you just being there, whatever you supplied. And they get to a place of comfort, right? Then they're ready to go. Let me go see about this other option. Let me do this. If I found one, I can find another one, But they forget it's your energy that's fueling this, But they will never learn or heal doing that. Nope. Lexi, nope, they will not. Not until they look at the man or the woman in the mirror. They got to do that. This is what happened to me just this week. Help him out when he was at his lowest. Yeah. But don't feel bad for helping somebody, y'all. I know it hurt. Do not ever feel bad for helping somebody during a tough time, because you were placed in that person's life to help them at that time. Now, they didn't appreciate it. That's their bad. You know what I'm saying? Because if they were blessed to have you to help them and they didn't reciprocate or they didn't show appreciation, that's their bad. They got to deal with that. That's the flip side of that. So don't ever feel bad because you were with a partner and you helped them and helped them and helped them, and they turned around and they left you, or they turned around and they started dealing with somebody else. Because you did what you were supposed to do. You served your purpose in their life. But whatever they did with the blessing that you gave them, that's on them. They have to deal with the consequences. And 9 times out of 10, it's not having you around. All right? Not having you around anymore when they really need somebody. Okay? And that day will come. That day will come because they'll be forced to feel what it's like not to have you there anymore. I guess what bothers me about the whole process of that is how they don't take accountability, bragging that he did it all on his own, etc. Yeah, that's painful. That's painful. It is. It is. But time reveals everything. You don't get away with anything. People may think they get away with this and that, not giving respect, not giving consideration for different things. People may think they get away with that, but you don't. Time reveals it all. So I say, Lexi, to anyone else that has encountered that type of stuff where somebody has openly tried to act like they got on their feet all on their own and you didn't help them and this and that, I say just let them do what they do. Let them do what they do, because what I can tell you is that it was your energy that fueled it. Okay, so think about it. Your energy's not there anymore. Now, we want this person to do well, but it will be revealed that they didn't do it by themselves. Yeah, CL. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, CL said, let him take credit. Those who know will know. Yeah, those who know will know. Right. That's right. Let him take the credit. Let him take the credit. Let him, be his own cheerleader, whatever he want to do. If he's trying to glorify his ego, let him. The truth gonna come out. You can't get away from the truth. I don't care what you do. I don't care what he or she does. They can't get away from the truth. If you know that you helped somebody and all this stuff went down and now they don't want to give you credit for helping. Not saying you wanted credit. It's common courtesy. Thank you. Thank you, 5D, for your super chat. Thank you so much. And, this person, they decide that, hey, I'm going to go on. I'm not going to show any type of thanks to you or anybody else. And the thing is, let them do that. Let them do that. Because you didn't do it for the clout. You didn't do it to be recognized all the time. You did it for them. Real recognize real, fake recognize fake, fake recognize real too. That's right. That's right. That's why fake always gravitate to real, because the real has something that the fake doesn't have. Authenticity. That's why the fake gravitate to the real, because the real has something fake doesn't have, being authentic. Just keep shining your light and don't let anyone dim it. That's right, High Priest. Yeah. High Priest Empress. Yeah. It was a learning lesson, because now I know what to look out for in a person. Yeah. And we have to also be careful as to how much energy we give people, how much of our resources we give people, okay? Because everybody's not out here to be good to you. You got a lot of people that are out here just to get what they can get, okay? And we can fall in a trap trying to help somebody, just we have to be mindful of what we give out. It is, Lexi. And guess what? That person is going to learn that too. They're going to learn about the world just like you're learning, just like we all are learning in this chat. I promise you that. Yeah, they're going to learn. So, they got away with whatever they thought they got away with temporarily, they got away with it. But I promise you they will see it again. Either through them seeing it by somebody doing the same thing to them, or by something going on with them. But they will see your good deed again. They will see it. You can't. Y'all, think about it. If you can think back on a time where somebody has helped you, right? And maybe you didn't do them wrong or nothing, but you ever think back and there was somebody that was there for you during your darkest time? You don't ever forget that person, right? Or maybe somebody helped you when you didn't feel well. Or maybe somebody helped you when you didn't have money. You don't ever forget that. They'll receive their karma that they put out. I don't wish harm on anyone. That's right, Lexi. Yeah, you don't have to wish harm on anybody, because we get back what we put out here. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, we get it back. So, in whatever way. So I know a lot of you have had somebody to help you during a time, and you never forgot that person, right? You never forgot what they did. You never forgot how much they were there for you, or any of that. This person gonna be the same way. It just may seem like they're not gonna think about it because they out here trying to show that they're doing all these great things. But at some point, it's gonna get quiet. They're gonna have to look at the man or the woman in the mirror and reflect, because we all reflect. That's the one thing about the human mind is so intriguing, is we may forget short-term stuff, but that long-term memory is wild. So that's why 2020 vision, when you look back, it's 2020, because the long term is just way more clarified. It's way more significant than the short term. That's why I say these short term moves that this person make, let them make them. But when they look back, they're going to see everything that you did, everything that you tried to do. They're going to hear every conversation. I have had people from my past personally that have came back to me and they say, hey, I get what you were trying to do. I got it. I get what you were trying to do in my life. And at that time, I wasn't ready. And I can respect a person that comes to me and say that. I can respect that, because that's a person that somewhere in there they learned and they saw the value. They saw the value in what I was trying to bring. I can respect a person from that. And that person, they don't understand that once they told me that, they helped to set themselves free. They helped to set themselves free because they recognized that they messed up somewhere. They didn't get it right all the time. And that happens. But they will see it. Y'all don't think these people not going to see what they did or what they didn't do. They're going to see it. We all see it. We all see it. We just wish them well, It hurts the giver. It always hurts the giver whenever you are giving from the heart and you're trying to just be there. You're trying to be loving and all this kind of stuff. It's very painful. Oh, man, it's excruciating. Because you're giving and giving and giving. But you got to think, who's going to hurt more? Think about it. You hurt initially because you give it all that you have. But who really hurts more as time passes? And they don't have that person that was giving from the heart like that. They don't have that person anymore. And they've been exposed to what CL said. They've been exposed to real. And one thing about being exposed to a real person, you don't ever forget them. You don't ever forget them. And that mind sometimes will always go back to, I remember when I had somebody that was there for me. I remember when I had somebody that I could call, whatever, it didn't matter what time, and they would show up. The taker only feels it when the well runs dry. CL. Yes, yes, yes. And that well will run dry. It will. Because that's just how it is. That's how life is. So I know you've heard stories, everybody, of people saying, I know you've heard of people saying, I had a good man, I had a good woman. You hear the stories. You hear it. And this is where it comes from. They meet people, they meet their they meet the people that they're supposed to meet at their final destination. Like they meet the good thing too early. But they meet a good person to see if they're ready. It's just a test. Because you got to remember, this person been praying. They've been trying to manifest somebody like you. And then they finally get you. They don't know what to do with you. Because they haven't been working on themselves. They hadn't been working on making room for you. Oh, thank you, CL. You are too kind. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you. Yeah, they hadn't been working on themselves to really be ready for you. That's the whole problem. That's why you have those arguments. That's why you feel like that person's taking you for granted, because they are. Let's be honest, they're taking you for granted. If you felt like they were taking you for granted, they were. And they were taking you for granted because they really didn't know what to do with you. They know you were important. They know you were vital. Like, they could see that you're a diamond. They see that. They see a person of value. But because they didn't feel valuable, or they didn't feel like they really deserved something like you, someone like you, they didn't know what to do with it. So they mishandled you. They mishandled you. It's like this, everybody. Let's say you give a little baby, like a toddler, right? Not saying, hi Esmeralda. Not saying that your ex was a toddler. Not anything like that. But I'm just giving an example. You have a toddler, and you give that toddler $100 bill, right? They're gonna ball it up. They're gonna, throw it down. They're gonna do whatever with it. Probably take it and rip it up. They'll probably take it and just tear it in half, because they don't know its value. They don't know what to do with it, right? See what I'm saying? And they have a whole $100 bill in their hand, and so they destroyed $100 bill and all of that. But guess what? In years to come, when they're about, they said they're about 5 or 6 years old, and they want to start buying toys. They want to start getting all these things. And then somebody says, well, hey, you remember when you were 2 years old? You remember when I gave you a whole $100 bill? And they're like, huh? I had a whole $100 bill? Are you serious? What did I do with it? You see what I'm saying? Now they see the value. They see the value of it now. But when they had it, because they were not mature enough, they were not equipped enough, they had not gotten to that place, they mishandled it. They threw it around, tore it up, they, stepped on it, they did all kinds of stuff with the $100 bill. I hope that makes sense. And then when they get a little older and they need to use the money to make their lives a little bit better by purchasing their toys or whatever else they have an interest in, they look back at that $100 bill like, man, I had a whole $100 bill? Are you serious? Dog, you know what I could have done with that? This is what happens with these exes, y'all. I'm telling you. So don't worry. Don't worry if they didn't see your value while you were with them. They're going to see it. They are going to see it. They are going to see it. A lot of them know that you're valuable, because if you take notice in some of the things that they would say to you whenever you did something nice, some of them probably said, nobody's ever done this before, or nobody's ever done this for me before, or I just don't know what to say. They're being honest. When somebody says, I just don't know what to say, they're being honest. Oh, I've never had anybody do this for me before. They're being honest. Okay? So those are cues that they don't know really what to do with you. Is that an excuse for them to treat you bad? No. But most times as humans, or as, even animals, when we don't know really what the value of something is, the first thing initially we try to do is pick and pry and somewhat destroy it. And it's not until we tear the thing up, or we make the situation be non-existent is when we see the value of it. We're like, well, dog, I could have used that situation for this. I could have, you know, it's wild. It's wild how it is. So you very well could have been in that person's life at a time prematurely before they were ready to really love you. For them to really be, you know, that type of thing. So you could have been that final destination person. After they go through all these lessons, then they meet you and they're like, or somebody else meets you and they're like, okay, where have you been? You know, you you could have showed up like this in a lot of situations. Told me you're everything I wish for. Mm-hmm. High priest. Yep. They weren't lying. That wasn't a lie. That was not a lie. They just but see that last line, what you said about told you that you were everything they wished for. They forgot one more piece in there, and the last piece was, but I just don't know what to do with you. Like, I mean, really, that's the last piece. But I just don't know what to do with you. You know? I don't know what to do with you. They do that before the discarded phase. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And most times they try to be with, until they learn better. They try to be around people that make them feel comfortable. But I'm telling you, y'all, it's something about being exposed to real that makes even them trying to go back to something, it doesn't feel the same because they've been exposed to somebody that's real. And when you've been exposed to that, it's hard to forget that. It just is. So they may have been with you thinking that their old life was what they wanted, right? Oh, I had, you know, they may have even told you, oh, you holding me back. They may have told you that. But I can assure you that once you left or they left you or whatever and they tried to return back to this old life, it did not hit the same. That's right, CL. High Priest said has to learn totally new language, unconditional love. Yeah. When they went back to that old life, it didn't hit the same, y'all, because they've been exposed to something different. They've been exposed to something different, something real, something true. Not perfect, because I'm sure you had your stuff, you know. You may have, you know, spoke out of turn, this and that, because we're human. But you ever been exposed to somebody that really loves you, you don't forget that. They were told, I need my... Oh, wow. They told you I need my independence. Okay. And that wasn't a lie. They do need to be independent. I don't know what context they talking about, but they do need to be independent. Absolutely. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to think about it. They're telling the truth. They're telling the truth. So that was a way of them telling you. You think about it. I need my independence. Okay. I had to rely on you. So that lets me know I'm not in a good place to be with you right now. It is the things that we learn, you know. But a lot of us, not just you, but a lot of people, when we hear things like that, we go, oh, if I can just help him, if I can just help her, you know what I'm saying? We all do it like, oh, not dependent, not seeking support. Yes, CL, because there's a huge difference between codependency and independency. Yeah, yeah. So that person was being honest. When they said I need to be independent, it was being honest. Being honest. I know, but the way he phrased it was meaning that he didn't want to keep in contact anymore. Cut all ties. That's fine. That's fine. If that's what he felt he needed to do, Always let them, release them. But then you have to decide how you going to handle that if that person try to come back. You know, don't ever stop anybody from wanting to leave you. Don't ever stop anybody from not wanting to talk to you. They don't want to talk, cool. If they want to leave, cool. You got to have that type of thing where you're like, okay, you know, even if it hurt, you got to just say, okay. And then you got to figure out, okay, I don't want this in my life anymore. You got to go ahead and build up your strength just in case they try to come back so you can still give them that hard no. I mean, because people have a tendency to try to return. It's just common. Some people don't, but some people do, especially if they feel like there's a window of opportunity, you know, for them to kind of come back just to see what you're up to, see if they could, you know, still have an influence on you, whatever it is. My bad, I just read that. Yeah. DS don't chase and divine feminism don't chase and no second choices. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want people that have to lose you and then they see your value. You know what I'm saying? He got where he wanted to be. Let him off the bus. It was his stop. Just don't allow him back on board without paying his fare. Yeah, that's right, Seer. Trying to tell you. You can't allow somebody to drop you when they feel like they're good. And then, when they get to a place of not being so good here, they come back. And it's like, no. No. You can't continue to just be there to recharge the battery for that person all the time. And then once they get charged up, they ready to go again. That's what they call a revolving door. You don't want that. You don't want that. You're going to miss me when I'm gone. For real. You're going to miss me because I'm gone. And they may try to keep you in the loop, but you got to be strong, y'all. You got to be strong. Because people have lost years with these people, with this revolving door, you know. Only to continue to be disappointed. And it's not worth it because you're worth so much more than that. So, yeah, I hope this message was helpful this morning. Thank you for your participation. But like I said, this reading reflects just both of you having these lessons to learn here. My pleasure. Thank you. Yep. So without this tower, the lessons would have been hindered. Your lesson and theirs. Yeah. It takes time. Be patient with yourself, Lexi, and anyone else. It takes time. Because your mind, especially if you were the giver, your mind can't process how somebody could betray you like that. You hear the words, but what happens is the mind wants to still make sense of it. It still wants to try to make sense of it. That's what happens. That's why you find yourself in these cycles, because the mind wants to make sense out of something that doesn't make sense. You know, because here you are giving. Well, I thought that should have been enough. I thought my time should have been enough. I thought me being there should have been enough. And it doesn't make sense. So your mind just keeps trying to make sense out of a situation that doesn't make sense. And we have to try to find peace in that. Like, okay, I don't know why this person act like that, but I got to go on. You know what I'm saying? Martin says, my ex-husband never take on responsibility. He always play victim. We just got in an argument Friday about him accepting responsibility in the marriage. I haven't seen my ex-husband in 2 years. Oh, wow. Yeah. Sounds like an avoidant. personality. Yeah. That's tough too. Yeah. And you have to do what's best for you in that situation, Martin. You really do. Because life is too short, y'all, to be miserable. You know that? Life is too short to be miserable. It just is. It's not worth it. You got you for the rest of your life. Yeah. My pleasure, Lexi. Yeah, we're about to close up. We're about to close the live reading. Thank you for coming in. But I just want to say this, y'all. You got you for the rest of your life. This is the only body you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? So take good care of it. Take care of your mental health. And, just be true to you. And anybody that rejects you, anybody that decides they don't want you no more, don't allow them people back in your life. Unhealed emotional close up people because you eventually destroy yourself. Yeah, High Priest. Don't allow somebody back in your life that threw you to the wolves. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because if it had to take for a tower moment to happen, for this person to see, oh my goodness, I had a good person. If it had to take for them to lose you, for them to see you, something's wrong. Because they should have seen it when you were right there in their face. They should have seen it when you were trying to talk all those times. When you were crying, some of you, trying because you were so frustrated. They should have seen your value then. When you were there loving them despite of it all. They should have seen it then. You're worth more than having somebody coming back and forth out of your life that has to lose you several times before they see you. No, you're going to miss me when I'm gone, for real. It's done. It's done. If someone, I'm going to say this and I'm really going to go. If someone is bold enough to come to you and say, hey, you need to go on, it's over. When they can say that line right there, it's over, and not care about your feelings, do them a favor and make it over. That's right, Seer. Make sure when they tell you that it's over and they tell you they want you to move on or whatever like that, you make sure that you give them just what they want. Because you've always been the giver, right? So you give them what they want. If they want to be gone, they don't want to see the value that is you. They don't want to see the good in you. Let me tell you something. Give them the gift of goodbye because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. They're crazy enough to let a good person like you go. Let them go. Make it so they can't come back. If you got children with the person, you got to keep a friendship type base there because of the children, but that doesn't mean they need to know about your personal life. They don't need to know about your personal life. They don't need to be asking you a whole lot of questions. If it's not about the kids, then we don't have anything to talk about. We don't have anything to talk about. So you have to set a boundary. You can't allow a person to break your heart one day and then 2 days later they get to show up at your house. No, no, no. You broke my heart the other day. Guess what? I'm still healing. I'm not going to allow you to see me broken now. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't let them see you broken. I'm not going to allow you to see that side of me, even though I have some late nights and all that. But create a boundary, y'all. Create a boundary. Especially if you got kids. Yep, CL. Especially if you have children with these people. Keep only a business type relationship for the children. And then you keep your personal life just that, your personal life. All right? Because you got to remember, this person decided that they didn't want you anymore for whatever the reason. I need space. I want a break. Just whatever they tell you. Give them that. Give them just what they ask for. Most times people don't really want what they ask for. Most people don't. Give them what they ask for. They want to be away, let them be away. You're dealing with a Libra. Don't ever try to stop anybody from leaving you. Even if it's painful, you just say, okay, I understand. And let them go. Chaley, hello. Welcome, welcome, everybody. We're about to close up the reading here. But you'll be able to play it back, okay? But yeah, let them go. Somebody, I'm telling you, y'all, please. Don't try to stop anybody from leaving you. Just let them go. Just say, okay. Because that person could be in the way of you getting what's for you. All right? So I hope this message brought you some clarity. Thank you, 5D and CL, for your super chats. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming in this morning. You'll be able to access this anytime. And if you're watching this after the stream, thank you so much for coming by. Please hit the thumbs up button for me if you haven't already. Thank you to the ones that have. And also, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I go live and for other readings, okay? Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Hope to see you later on today for the dailies. Maybe doing an extended with the Empress 555 exclusive membership. All of that later on, okay? Have a great one, everybody. Take care. Stay safe and blessed. Try to get you some good rest, okay? All right. Bye.